Every morning, Miguel and Holly reveal Charlotte's deepest, darkest secrets.
It's Queen City Confessions with Miguel and Holly. Hits 96.1.
If you ever want to get your confession in anonymously, text the word HITS along with it and send it to 96893.
Here's the first Queen City confession. After my ex and I broke up, I was really hurt and maybe a little vengeful. So I started spreading this rumor that he had an STD.
What? Sorry.
I know it's horrible. It wasn't true, but at the time I was just so mad and wanted to get back at him. Now I feel guilty about it because it totally blew up and followed him around for a while. Not my best moment.
Well, that certainly is a confession to get off your chest.
And at least you now have the foresight to know that that was a bad decision to make.
Or, yeah, I guess hindsight.
Hindsight, yes, hindsight.
That had you had some foresight,
Right,
you wouldn't have done it. Hindsight is 2020. Yeah, and this is why sometimes when people are like, I'm going to mete out the karma, and we're always like, that's not your job. It's not your job. That's not how karma works. Like, human beings aren't the bringers of karma unless they're being used unknowingly by the universe. You know what I mean? Like, but you did learn a valuable lesson.
What would you describe as not your best moment? Not your best look. This person can now look back for the rest of her life and say, this wasn't my best moment.
Right.
What was that for you? Call us up 1-844-HITS-961.
1-844-448-7961 or text HITS along with your message and send it to 96893.
Here's another Queen City confession. I fly standby. It's a perk. If I see someone being mean and I know they're getting on a flight that I'm trying to get on, if they try to find the gate, I'll give them another gate number so I can get that seat.
What kind of dirty game are you out here playing?
Now, here's when I read this confession, I'm wondering, like, if you see someone being mean, do you then try to find out what gate they're on so you can try to see if you're like, do you go out of your way?
Yeah, because this seems like it's a very specific, like, did this happen once?
Right.
Because it seems so specific. Like, there was two of you on standby trying to get to the same gate for the same flight. They were mean. You're like, I think it's down on a C concourse or whatever. And then you scurried over to the right gate. So I don't know how often that would work. But again, it's not your job to be karma.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, at least you didn't put them off a flight, maybe?
No, I'm sure they did. Like, they went to the wrong gate.
No. All right. Here's the last Queen City confession. So here's why I hate Halloween.
Oh.
Back in college, I went to this huge costume party. I was dressed as a sexy cat. I ended up hooking up with this guy in a superhero costume. The next morning, everything seemed fine until I realized the guy was actually my cousin who I didn't even know was in town. We had no clue it was each other at the time because of all the drinks. But now every Halloween, I'm haunted by that night. So yes, I have a pretty good reason for hating this holiday.
That's the scary story. You don't need to celebrate Halloween anymore. You got your own horror story.
That was it. There was nothing else that could be done at that point.
Sorry, but I just have to, like, how did you not know? How close are you with this cousin? Like, is it a distant, you wouldn't recognize each other unless you were at a family reunion wearing a name tag? Is it that kind of thing? Because how many drinks do you have to not recognize someone?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, I'm assuming if, you're at a Halloween party, it's dark, if they have on like a Batman mask and I don't know what sort of sexy cat you were.
Wait, are you hooking up while they're wearing the superhero mask?
That is what I assumed in reading this, is that's how you didn't realize until the next morning.
Oh, that is too dangerous. Nope.
Because you don't know. I'm curious, what happened on Halloween to make you hate it? Do you have a story as bad as this where you're like,
this is the horror story, truly?
So what happened on Halloween to make you go, this is why I don't like it no more? Call us up, 1-844-HITS-961.
1-844-448-7961 or text HITS and your message to 96893.